What's up, YouTube? It's EricALionsFan. Thanks for clicking on this video. Guys, thanks for coming on to another edition of Wednesday Night Beer Reviews. This is Founder's Doom. These guys are out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's an Imperial IPA aged in bourbon barrels. Let me say that one more time. An Imperial IPA bourbon barrel aged. This should be pretty good. I believe this one comes in 12.4%. Now, they had different variants. The one on Beer Advocate, the one that they had said 10. Yes, this one is 12.4. Guys, I'm kind of interested in getting this one. I paid $11.99 for this. How big is this? It's a 2017 release. I think it's a 750 milliliter bottle. 9.4 fluid ounces, 750 milliliters. Yes, 750 milliliter bottle. $11.99. I've heard people getting this for and a 4-pack of almost $20. I think that's kind of high if people are asking that much for this beer. I got this for $11.99. I think I got this at a steal. I got this one at, I believe I got it at Mason Mega Beverage in Mason, Michigan for this one. Guys, I'm kind of interested to kind of see how this one is going to turn out. Beer Advocate gives us a 91. The bros have not reviewed it yet. Rate Beer had it at world-class scores. And Untapped had it at a 4.13. Now, I calculated that out on a 5 scale. That's only a B minus, an 82%. But I think that the grading scale, anything above a 4, I think is an A. In the A category, right around there. So, guys, I'm going to try to say that's probably an A for this beer. A category beer. But I'm kind of interested, like I said, I'm very interested to see what this brings. Craft Controversy gave this a 95. The other guy that had it on there gave it a 98. Greg's Beer Reviews. Now, he had the 2013 edition and he had it aged, and he says not to age these Imperial IPAs. He said you kind of want them in the first 3 months. He said it kind of tasted more to the old ale category than it did an IPA because it's been aged and probably the hops have been taken away. He gave it an 89, a B+. We're almost to the A category. Draft Therapy said that he liked it. He's also another Michigan beer reviewer. And Big Red Liquors. Now, those two ladies, and I'm kind of glad to see kind of some more women stepping into the beer reviewing category. Now, I don't know if they just strictly are doing beer, if they do wine, liquor, any of that sort of stuff. But I kind of like how they do their beer reviews. Guys, go ahead and check them out. They also said that they had liked it as well. Guys, that's my 1 year going back on the first page of YouTube. This has obviously not been the first time that people have reviewed this beer. So, guys, I'm kind of interested to see. Let's crack her open, all right? The date on this is... I do not see a date on here, and that's quite interesting for an IPA. Now, we'll go ahead and we'll take some of the beer out and see if there's any date on here, which I thought I did see a date on here. But, guys, it's 2017, and I got it pretty close to a little bit after it was released, so I got to figure it's pretty fresh. So, nice hiss. All right, guys, let's give it an aggressive pour like I always do. A little bit of smoke coming out. All right, let's stop it right there. All right, there we go. All right, guys, now on that pour, it was an aggressive pour. That's more than a 5-finger head pour. To me, it looks an off-white head, small to medium bubbles on the top, smaller around the sides. Guys, like an off-white kind of eggshell white is kind of how I look at it as an eggshell white looking beer. As I hold it up to the light, I'm getting some hop haze. There's some bubbles sticking to the sides here on this regular style glass. It looks kind of like your typical IPAs, like your double IPAs. Now this, you could say that this is into the triple IPA category, but it's a heavily alcoholic beer. I will say that at 12.4%. Now I'm looking at it right, there's still some sunlight outside. There is some bubbles coming up, but they're very, very, there's hardly any now, but it's kind of once in a blue moon you'll see one getting up there. But there is quite a bit of hop haze here too, so there it is here, guys. It kind of has a golden, maybe a dark gold, kind of a bronze copper color. It's kind of how I would put it too. All right, guys, let's get a nose on it. Let's see what we got. Ooh, right away I'm getting IPA notes. Not really getting any of the bourbon. Kind of getting some of the citrus smells like your grapefruit, melon, mango, oranges. Maybe a little bit of lemon. And I'm starting to get some lime here too. those citrusy style smells that you would get. Smells very malty as well. No alcohol presence here either, which I'm quite surprised with. But there's quite a bit of head here, so you may not be able to get that. All right, guys, let's throw it down the gullet. Let's see what we get. Bottoms up. Cheers, guys. All right, now on the taste, I'm getting the bourbon. And the bourbon is kind of one of the overpowering things here. But I think it's still an excellent beer. The IPA notes are pushed down. The hops are pushed down. I'm getting some malts. I don't know what kind of malts they put in here. I didn't go to the website. But bourbon is big. It has a wet finish to it. There's no carbonation burn. I'm getting a little bit of warming in the stomach. At 12.4%, it's not going to be surprised that you're going to get that. I'm digging this one. I got to say, I'm digging this one pretty good. I've done an excellent job with this. Yeah. The bourbon is overtaking everything. And the IPA notes are kind of squished down. Which, if you like bourbon, it's going to be okay. But if you're kind of wanting a little bit more of a hoppy style, this isn't it. I'm not really getting any bitterness on the front end or on the back end. It's kind of subsided, and all I'm getting now is the bourbon. But like I said, I didn't get a whole lot in here. But yeah, I think it's a good beer thus far, guys. I'm kind of digging this one. It is a different one for an IPA because you're kind of getting some of the citrus style, but they're pushed down, and you're getting some of the bitterness, but that's pushed down as well. And that's more to the up front right now because I just got out of my refrigerator is the bourbon. But we're going to go ahead and let this warm up. We're going to kind of see what characteristics it brings out, and we'll give our final assessment here on it. And I'm going to look for a date here on it too because Founders is usually pretty good about dating their stuff. So guys, I'll be right back and we'll get the final assessment. Hey guys, I'm back. After the 750 milliliter bottle, I pretty much got my buzz going on. Even though I've been drinking it slow, I've got my buzz going on. As you can probably tell, my voice is a little bit deeper, and I'm probably kind of a little bit feeling, the look is kind of a little bit tired and all that. But guys, this is a good beer. It is. It's a very good beer. I think more of the IPA notes are coming out now that it is warmed up more or less to room temperature now. The bourbon notes are still there. They're still up front, but they're kind of subsiding a little bit, and the IPA notes are starting to come up more, but it's still more or less pretty much a bourbon. Bourbon barreled IPA, and the bourbon is more or less to the top. But I do like it. I will admit, I do like it quite a bit. Finish is wet, not dry. Mostly bourbon, some bitterness on the back end now that it's warmed up. It has a little bit of a bitterness note, but still not big on the bitterness either, at least to my palate. And I'm kind of starting to get into the IPAs more. It's not my first choice, but I'm starting to come on to the IPAs. Being a American Magic lager drinker, and there went everything else, but like a Keystone Light drinker, this is where it's at. So, but final chug, guys, let's go. Very good. A little bit left here. Nice lacing on the glass on this typical glassware glass. You guys know in my videos I don't really get into the snifter glasses or the tulip or anything like that. I just kind of go with the flow on this one. But this one, for a rating for me, is probably, it's a solid A beer. I'm going to say that. It's solid A. I'm going to give it a 97, which is the top of my A. Not quite to the world-class score, but it's getting there. This I would get over and over and over again if I could get it. I like the barrel aging. I like the IPA notes that are coming out in this, but they've done a very good job of kind of getting that the bitterness and the IPAs and the hops with the bourbon barrel aging. I don't know how they've done it, but they've done a good job with it, guys. I mean, it is what it is. If you were to cellar this, I don't know how it would be. Now, Greg says in his review that it would kind of be more of a old ale style. If you're into that kind of style, go ahead and do that. But for me, I kind of like the bourbon barrel aged, or the more newness of the beer and the bourbon barrel aged of it. So, I did not see a bottle on date or a canned on date or anything like that with this, which is kind of disappointing because Founders is usually pretty good about doing that. Taking that into consideration, a 97 and an 87. I think I'm going to give the beer an 87, a B+, but the beer's a 97. I'm going to say that right now. The beer's a 97, but with no dating on it, and with it being pretty much relatively new, and I got this kind of right around the end of May, which kind of when they started rolling this beer out, I got to admit it's got to be pretty fresh. But with no bottle on or canned on date, I really can't give it an A. So an 87 is probably right where it's at. And as you guys know, I'm pretty much inebriated. So all I'm going to do is just go right up to bed. It is almost 11 o'clock. At this point in time, so I'm gonna go right up to bed, pass out, put my CPAP machine on, and just go right to bed and go to La La Land. So, but guys, if you've had this at a beer pub or a bar or right at Founders at the pub, I would actually get a designated driver for this one. It's too stupid to do because you're gonna get pulled over, you're gonna get court fees. You're going to get possible prison time, and guys, if you hit or kill somebody, you're going to be in a slammer a while, and if you kill yourself, you're going to be 6 feet under, okay? Don't do it, guys. Get a designated driver, Uber, Lyft, taxi, just something. Call a buddy, call your parents, call a friend, somebody. They'll come get you, okay? Sleep off your buzz and get your car the next day. And as always, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope to see you guys again soon. Deuces. I'm going to bed, guys. I'm pretty buzzed. I got to admit, for a 13% beer, I'm pretty buzzed. So take care, guys.